I never tell them, you're going to be taking this particular supplement and that particular supplement. I never give them the names of anything. There's two reasons for that. One is I don't just want them to go out and buy it on iHerb because of the second reason, and that is it might not be right for them the next time I see them. I might change my mind, or something might have come up, or they might have gone on and started taking a pharmaceutical that would be contraindicated with that product. So I never hand out, this is what you're going to be having into the future, these products. This is what I recommend for right now. We're here today. And you can buy it from this website, from this practitioner company. Hello and welcome. Mentoring with Geraldine is a bite-sized practitioner podcast for naturopaths, nutritionists, herbalists, and practitioners. This podcast responds directly to your needs, the needs of the practicing natural therapist. With interviews, herbal discussions, something business and something clinical each week, you'll get the variety you need and enjoy to stay motivated in practice. Hello everyone, and welcome to Mentoring with Geraldine and the Bite Size Podcast. How are you? Now, as you know, in the month of May, we've been talking about confident consultation. Okay, we've got the training day coming up on the 27th, and I'm really excited about that. Now, the link to it is in the show notes, and we're really going to break down and we're going to workshop people's consults. So if you've seen Finding Your Flow, the webinar, then you will know kind of where we're going, but we're really going to nut it out and break it down for everyone, because we're going to be masterminding it. We're going to be workshopping it. There's going to be Zoom rooms. We're going to make sure that you've got the scripts, that you've practiced the lines, and that you're doing all the things. That's what that workshop is all about. And so today I wanted to talk to you, or in this session, I want to talk to you about timings and expectations. So that's part of a really well-rounded consult is your client understanding timeframes. Now, that's really important because some things take a long time. And some of the things that we can say to our clients revolve around how long it's taken them to get where they are, how long it's taken them to become unwell. So your person with arthritis, for example, now they've had arthritis for 20, 30 years before they see you, before it just gets so awful they finally decide they have to do something else. Now, if your client has been unwell for years, then I do say to them, it's at least 1 month per year that you've been unwell for us to even plateau your problem. Something especially like arthritis, we're not going to cure it, are we? That's sure as heck. And we can make it better, but really the damage to the joints and everything else, osteoarthritis, obviously talking about, but the damage, we can't change that. We can't turn it over overnight. A lot of these things are about plateauing. So as long as our client understands the difference between, what we understand as well, the difference between getting well and they won't see us for a broken arm, obviously, but they know they've broken their arm, they have a cast put on, and the person who puts the cast on at the hospital says you're going to be in the cast for 6 weeks, you're going to need an x-ray at just before you have it off, then you'll have a arm band on there, something, this, that, and the other thing. And they explain what's going to happen. The person knows, they can see what's happening moving forward. And that's what we need for our clients as well. There needs to be this structure moving forward of what they're going to see, what changes are going to happen. So when I see clients with IBS and IBD, I generally do a weed and seed first, then I do a heal and seal, and then I do a care and maintain. So there, I've got my structure already just by having those words come out. Then I can say, I'm going to see you for 2 weeks for the first 3 sessions, and then after that we'll go 3 weekly. Hopefully after that we'll be able to move it to 4 weekly. They have expectations, they have timing expectations of when they're going to see you next. How long is it going to take? Well, I would expect to see an immediate improvement within the first 24 to 48 hours after starting to take the herbs, but then we are going to plateau for a while, and you're going to feel better from whatever this imaginary illness is that we're just making up as we go along here on the podcast. So you're going to start feeling better, but then you won't actually notice because your new well health levels will have risen up to where you are. So initially, those first couple of doses, you're really going to notice the difference. You're going to feel, see, hear, whatever it is, the difference. But then you are going to plateau as your body gets used to this new level of wellness. So then we may need to, so I'd really like to take a really good, understanding of where you are now, what your pain levels are, if it's pain, what, your discomfort levels are, what the problem is, so that when I see you next, we've got a really good comparator happening. Because chances are when you see them in 2 weeks, they go, oh, wow, I feel so much better, and, I can move easier, and my friends commented how much more I was smiling, I'm so much better. And then you go back to your notes and you say, okay, so last time I saw you, you said you were going to the toilet 20 times a day. Oh, wow, I'm only going to the toilet twice a day now. That's amazing. You also said this, oh, no, well, that hasn't really changed. Oh, yeah, my insomnia has really changed. And so on and so forth. So we have these comparators so that we can go back and really compare then to now, and they can see where the changes are occurring, but they will also see where their plateaus are occurring as well. But giving them a really good idea of length of time they're going to be working with you means that they're on board. It's not, so I went to my physio, I've hurt my shoulder, I went to the physio, so I phoned, give me an appointment, no sore shoulder, and I managed to get in to see him. I saw him, and then at the end of the consult, he's like, right, it's up to you, when do you want to see me next? Now, that's great, that's lovely that he's letting me decide. However, I actually need to be told when to come back, but I know this from my own training that it's really important. We say to people, actually, you'd be much better off if you came back next week. We'd be able to really get into what the problem is the sooner we get onto it. So I said, I'll see you next week. So I had an appointment the following weeks. Then I said, okay, I'll see you. And then he was like, now, when do you want to see me? It's all up to you. I said, a fortnight. So, and I've been doing his exercises. So now here I am at a fortnight, and I phoned and cancelled that appointment. It's actually for the end of the week because I feel so good, right? Because I saw him so much sooner. If I'd left it, what would have happened? Would I then be seeing him 3-4 times? Because initially the reason I met my physiotherapist is because I had left my painful shoulder for so many years. And it took another naturopath, Nick Top, to turn around and say, this is ridiculous. You have to go and see somebody on a regular basis and get this sorted, Geraldine, or you're going to have a frozen shoulder. So it took someone telling me off to go, okay, I have to go and do this. And I had to see him a lot. I ran out of physio that first year because my shoulder had been so bad. I was doing exercise classes, I was doing all sorts. So now something goes wrong. Rather than leaving it and waiting, I'm straight on it. But our clients aren't. Our clients aren't necessarily doing that. They haven't experienced it yet and they don't understand. So we need to walk them through these timeframes of how long we think it's going to take for them to really start feeling a difference, to then be able to spread out the appointments. We don't want to spread them out too soon. And yes, that costs money, but the improvement in my shoulder has meant that I'm able to work more, so I earn more money. So, it's actually worked in my favor having had my shoulder fixed. I don't have to stand up. I do stand up a lot, but I don't have to constantly stand up, move my shoulder, be in pain all the time because we're talking different shoulders here to the one at the moment and the one from the past. But it means I can get on and do things that I couldn't have otherwise done. So, and I think our clients realize that once they improve, they have more energy, they have better sleep, and all of these things knock on to something else, don't they? So when we see our clients, we need right at the very beginning to give them what I call a timeline of adventures. And that is how often they'll be seeing you and for how long, and what they may, I never tell them, you're going to be taking this particular supplement and that particular supplement. I never give them the names of anything. There's two reasons for that. One is I don't just want them to go out and buy it on iHerb because of the second reason, and that is it might not be right for them the next time I see them. I might change my mind, or something might have come up, or they might have gone on and started taking a pharmaceutical that would be contraindicated with that product. So I never hand out, this is what you're going to be having into the future, these products. This is what I recommend for right now. We're here today, and you can buy it from this website, from this practitioner company. But it means that And then I'm saying, when I see you in 2 weeks, we probably will change that. I often change my probiotic. I don't always go with the same probiotics. I do like to swap them around because we haven't got just one inside us, have we? So I do like to rotate mine around a lot. And so there's all of these things that we as practitioners like to do, and I can explain that to my client and they will remember that, I really like to change around the probiotic, because then they say, I finished that lot. Should I be having the same one? I remember you said I should change it. No, right, yes, you're due for another one. Let's look at this different one because you have changed. You need something different now. So I think it's really important they have a timeline of adventures that is relatively loose, but at the same time quite firm. And if you're with us on the 27th, we will go through that, and we will go through those scripts that go with that as well. So that's all for the bite size today. I hope you're having an absolutely brilliant rest of day. Do look after yourself, and to do all the things. If you haven't already given me a review, I would love one. And if you haven't shared the podcast with someone, I would love you to do so. The more you share it, the happier we all are. So have an absolutely brilliant rest of day, and I look forward to catching up with you soon. Thanks so much for joining me today. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast for the weekly episodes. If you'd like even more support and learning, then the Academy is for you. Here you'll find part 2 of the herbal discussions, more clinical learning, and case studies to support your clients in practice. Bye for now.